Now, back to more of Behind the Scenes at the Hanover Theatre. And your host, Lisa Condon.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us once again. The treats continue here as we continue our conversation, this time with Colin Mochrie. Colin, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
So I had the pleasure of speaking with Brad earlier, and then our audience got a little snippet of, I think it was the two-headed person. Do you remember that skit from YouTube? Do you remember it?
Yes.
I'm sure you do. You remember all of them. Well, it's hysterical.
I just watch all my stuff over and over again.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I went on YouTube and I must have entertained myself for hours, although that is not as good as seeing you live because I can't wait to see what you do with the funny and creative people here in Worcester.
Yes. The audience is sort of like our third cast member, so, you know, they have to put in as much as we do.
Oh, of course they do. Well, it's great to see improv at work, and you and Brad definitely make a great team, and we're looking forward to you coming to the Hanover Theatre on February 6th. That's coming right up, sponsored by United Bank. Performance starts at 7:30. Just have to put the plug out there that tickets are still available at thehanovertheatre.org. But reading about you, Colin, first of all, I am very impressed. For those of you who don't know, Colin was a valedictorian of his class. Now, how did you accomplish that?
I have no idea. It was before I got into the social aspect of school. I was quite a good student. I was in the sciences. My plan was to become a marine biologist.
I saw that.
Luckily, that went away. I was just fortunate enough to be asked to be a valedictorian. And
you earned that. You earned that right, the valedictorian.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good speech. I got, people crying, laughing. The big two.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, it's interesting, too, because I don't know if most people know that you were actually born in Scotland. Then you went to Canada, and really you become an American celebrity for us here in the United States.
I like to spread myself thin.
Hey, that's the only way some of us are going to get thin, so I don't know. That's a good thing. So tell me, how did you really make that switch? I think I was reading that it was a high school play that you auditioned for. You got your first laugh and you were hooked.
That was pretty much it. It was like it was almost like a drug. As soon as I got that laugh, I still remember that moment, and it was totally life-changing. I thought, no, this is what I want all the time. So I immediately changed over to theater, and my 40-year plan to become, successful at it worked.
Hey, onward and upward. I can't imagine, how did your family take the news of moving from this very scientific career to one that's fun and makes people laugh?
They were actually fine with it.
Isn't that great?
They just wanted all their kids to do whatever made them happy. My mother would still, every once in a while, send me matchbooks with "You can be a lawyer" on them. But aside from that, they were quite supportive.
That's hysterical. Well, and the truth is, everybody that I've talked to on this program, it's all about following your passion.
Exactly.
And if you do that...
I'm always asked, how do you do this? Or why do you do it? And how do you do it? And my thing is, if you have something else you can do it. But if this is something that you can see yourself, it's the only thing you can see yourself doing, it's the only thing you want to do, then, go for it. I can't promise that it's going to work out. We were incredibly fortunate that our one marketable skill became useful to the show, Whose Line Is It Anyway, and sort of gave us all careers, because we're actually all making a living doing something that wasn't an occupation when we were growing up.
Isn't that fabulous? I love that. And who knows what the future brings, because creativity and entertainment, it takes so many different forms. It really does.
Absolutely. I just wrote a book, which was never part of my... I'd never wanted to write a book. It's a lot of work. But
it is.
It was something, yes, I was talked into. I'm glad I did it. The beauty of, as you say, being creative is it takes you into all these directions you were never ready for, and it makes life exciting.
Oh, absolutely. Well, one thing that I had watched and I think is absolutely hysterical is when you and the Whose Line Is It Anyway co-star and obviously your partner on this tour, Brad Sherwood, you hosted part of the Press Correspondence Dinner with the President. And let's just stop right there, because the Press Correspondence Dinner with the President, that's a big deal.
It doesn't seem right, does it?
What did you think when you got the invitation? First of all, I'd be just so honored, of course, but...
Yeah, it was. It was surreal. You know, we didn't really know what to expect.
Had you ever been before?
We didn't really have much of a stage. All we were told was not to bring the president up to do anything.
Wait, he couldn't lie on the floor and pretend he's opening a door with you?
Yeah, we thought, okay, that makes total sense. And I think one of the reasons they brought us on is our stuff is it's just goofy. You know, we don't do political satire. We don't do, we're not dirty. We just do goofy.
I love it.
And I think that was something that administration admired.
I'm sure.
So it was a fun evening.
So did you give the president or anybody kind of a heads up as far as what you had in mind, or was it a total surprise for everybody?
It was a surprise for everyone, including us. And, we got Karl Rove up to do a rap, which went well. And then next day, his office called and said, come over to the White House and I'll give you a tour. So he gave us a tour, and then he ended up taking us to the Oval Office, and the president and the vice president were there. And the president was very gracious and self-deprecating and quite funny, and gave us a tour of the office. And we spent 20 minutes in the Oval Office.
Wow.
I just kept thinking, wow, this is like the West Wing.
Yeah, right. It's funny. We have Dee Dee Myers coming too, so there are all sorts of parallels here in the world of entertainment. Anything that you remember thinking besides, wow, this is West Wing, about the Oval Office for those of us who are drooling at the opportunity to go there? Anything that stuck with you?
It was as you say, it was an honor to be in the White House, to be invited there, and not thrown out or shot on sight. So it was a great honor, and I'm glad my wife was there, and she both our wives were there and joined us. So
isn't that amazing?
It was like one of those. I'm a guy who makes up crap for a living, and somehow I ended up in the White House for a day. So
it's fabulous.
Very grateful, and it was a great experience.
Any other big highlights like that? And did you really think that this would be your life, traveling around the world, going to the White House, being honored as the star of, Anna Mutation, and you've got all of these very recognizable things that you're doing?
No. All I ever wanted was, when I got into this business, I just wanted to work. That was my thing. I just wanted to do as many things as I could and make a living at it. So, as I said, incredibly fortunate that Whose Line came along and gave us all these great careers, and it still amazes me where it leads us. Brad and I did some shows in India a couple of years ago. Then we were in Australia in October. So we've managed to, actually travel around the world and do this thing. We've been touring for 10 years, and it's still as much fun as it was the first night we did it. It's just a great way for us to make a living. Well,
and in talking to both of you, you both seem so nice and so cool, and I can imagine that you must have a lot of fun together. Well,
Brad's actually a horrible person. He's a good actor, though. You would never know from talking to him.
He's going to hear this,
I don't care. We've been touring for 10 years, and we've never had a fight. We've never even had a disagreement.
Wow.
And that's part of the main reason why we keep doing it.
It's part of the magic.
We still enjoy each other. We still have a lot of fun together. It's a nice, easy relationship. We trust each other totally on stage. So, I can see this going forever until I need a hip replacement.
And even then, you could probably do some sketches and skits.
Or get a double.
Yeah, from all sorts of different angles. Well, I have to tell you that genuine kindness and compassion and funniness really comes through in your relationship on stage too. And I can't wait to see it. And you're a busy person. You have your own website. Do you want to tell people about your website?
Yeah, what is it? ColinMochrie.com, I think.
Yes, you're really active on Twitter. It has information about your books, all sorts of great stuff.
I keep, pushing. And then Brad and I have a website, ColinandBradShow.com, that has all our upcoming shows and various things to it. Yeah, so we try to keep up with the kids.
Oh, I think you more than keep up with the kids. The kids are all laughing along with you as we all enjoy the ride. So listen, everybody, please come and see Colin Mochrie and Brad Sherwood as part of their 2-man group tour sponsored by United Bank at the Hanover Theatre. That's going to be this Thursday, February 6th at 7:30. We'll see you at the theater, and thank you so much for being on the program today.
Oh, well, thank you.